All right, everyone. Here's a story that I found on Infowars.com. But see, the link here, I guess it originally comes from The Guardian. Um, and the headline reads U.S. geoengineers to spray sun, reflecting chemicals from balloon. Oh, U.S. geoengineers to spray sun reflecting chemicals from balloon. Okay. This is chemtrails. This is what everybody's been talking about, chemtrails, and now it's in the news. So now it's not going to be, well, you guys are crazy. It's going to be, oh, well, it needs to be done. And it doesn't need to be done. I'm going to tell you what needs to be done after I read the article, but man made solutions aren't what needs to be done. We need to help nature and have natural solutions come about, and there's a way to do that. But what it says here is two Harvard engineers are to spray sun-reflecting chemical particles into the atmosphere to artificially cool the planet using a blue flying 80,000 feet over Fort Sumner, New Mexico. The field experiment in solar geoengineering aims to ultimately create a technology to replicate the observed effects of volcanoes that spew sulfates into the stratosphere using sulfate aerosols to bounce sunlight back to space and decrease the temperature of the Earth. No, we don't need to be playing that game, okay? We need to let um, nature take its course on its own, and there's a way we can reduce, you know, even having to do this. This machine that's creating all the heat is the machine that the wealthy have created with their industries. And who's pouring all these chemicals into the air to begin with? It's not us. They try to blame it on us because, well, you guys are the ones consuming um, all this stuff to where we have to make more. No, you never had to make it in the first place. See, we're not the ones having $1 billion backyard barbecues or sacrifices or whatever you guys do up there with your 1,000 points of light in your castles. But anyway, it goes on to say that Bill Gates is funding this. You know, Bill Gates is a part of this. Bill Gates is also part of wanting to vaccinate uh, the masses, the population of Earth, with the poisonous vaccinations. Who do these guys think they are? They get, for one, these rags to riches stories are lies. They're connected. They're part of the family. They're part of the royal bloodline, or they're part of a bloodline close enough to it, or they've got in somehow. They were selected. These people did so many things to accumulate their wealth. So many over the centuries, even. But anyway, who are these guys with all this money think they are that they can just, well, I got all this money, so I'm just going to do an experiment on the Earth that I live on. Did you ask me about this? I live on this Earth too, not just you. Okay, I was born into this Earth. All right, and I was born into this system, unfortunately, which is a crock. You know, we didn't have a choice on being in the system or not being in the system. You know, we were born into this thing. We walk on this earth, and I, for one, don't want my air sprayed by you. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much paper, green paper you have. You don't even have green paper. You're all electronic. You have an imaginary thing that you're trying to control the population of Earth with. You and your family. Okay, this is going to be a scientific study. Let's see. Last autumn, a British field test of a balloon and a hose pipe device that would have pumped water into the sky generated controversy. The government funded project, and there's a link here, stratospheric particle injection for climate engineering, was canceled after a row over patents and a public outcry by global NGOs, some of whom argued the project was a Trojan horse that would open the door to a full-scale deployment of the technology. Okay, so now Bill Gates is funding this, Keith, who manages a multi-million-dollar geoengineering research fund provided by Microsoft founder Bill Gates, previously commissioned a study by a U.S. aerospace company that made the case for the feasibility of large-scale deployment of solar geoengineering technologies. No, how about we go back to the horse? How about we go back to villages? How about we go back to nature? And everybody growing their own food and living off the land, and not all this all these things that you make us think we need, and that people think they need. They need to paint their face, they need the car, they need a house bigger than they really need, they need a pool, they need Disney World. Meanwhile, you need a diamond. Meanwhile, Africans are enslaved and dying and starving over those diamonds. Okay? We need to get off the system. Figure a way to get off the system. It's not going to happen overnight. I understand that. Unless everybody does it all at once. And I can't see that happening. There's too many people that are just so locked into this system and cannot see the light of day. It's just, I don't know if there's any hope unless this 2012 thing brings this massive shift in consciousness that it's really gonna change things, and that might happen. I kind of believe that myself, but we'll see. But we need to get back to all these wealthy people need to close down their industries, close down their polluting things, quit conditioning and trying to influence society with your media. How about that? But as you can see here, the chemtrail thing is definitely not a myth. I've done plenty of research on it before I've really come out hardcore about this. And now, I mean, it's plain as day that they're doing this. They've been doing this. This is just one experiment. But the planes, you can stay in denial, but you can't say that you've seen trails of contrails hovering in the sky for hours when you were young. No, contrails disappear. They don't hover in the sky and spread out and stay in the air for hours, man. But that's that. This is the stuff that needs to stop. We don't need to tax people carbon taxes. We don't need to. We do need to quit consuming and thinking we need to consume. You don't need the things that you have. You don't need them. And we would have things like that, and we'd have things beyond the nuclear mind if we were left to our own devices and to be in connection with nature. We would be well beyond this silly technology that they have, and they know this. So there you go. I got a few more stories. I'm going to start trying to make more videos. I have more stories I'm going to put out. I have some more Charles Manson videos I'm going to do. In the process of finding clips and categorizing them and stuff like that, and that's a lot of work. So anyway, there's a little interesting article on chemtrails and trying to engineer nature. We need to leave it alone. And there's another article here. I'll leave both these links in the description area. Until next time, take it easy.